Yo, 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 welcome back. It's your boy Lib, the Sofrito Papi, representing the Geekset podcast, and I'm here again today with another review, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Mafex Magneto Age of Apocalypse Magneto that happened to just land on my doorstep today. This is probably about my third Mafex figure. I have the Peter B. Parker. I have the very underwhelming Miles Morales, and only underwhelming because Sentinel came out with theirs and kind of blew that one out of the water. And now I have the magnificent Magneto, who, by the way, is absolutely one of my favorite villains. I've always been a villain guy. I always loved Magneto, especially more after I found out that he was kind of modeled after Malcolm X. So there you go. Today we're going to take a look at Magneto. Age of Apocalypse version. We're going to see his articulation. We're going to see what Mafex did as far as their details, their paint jobs, what I think about the figure, what I don't like about the figure, and of course the accessories. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it, y'all. All right. So off top, man, I've been really hitting the head. Like, I've really been getting some good figures here lately. Out of the last 10 that I purchased, I mean, I've loved all 10 of them. Of course, there's always things that you don't like, but there hasn't been a figure that I've purchased up to date that I've been kind of like, why did I buy this? When I got this Magneto in the mail, I actually was surprised. It came today. Shout out to Big Bad Toy Store. They're based here locally in Wisconsin, which, if you didn't know, I am, and Geekset is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Big Bad Toy Store is here in Wisconsin. I believe they're in Somerset, which is about maybe an hour or two away. So I ordered it earlier this week. It came today. I was super geeked. Real happy. Now I have it in my hand. I opened it up immediately. I started playing around with him just to kind of get a feel of what he feels like. And this, out of my three Mafex figures, has probably got to be one of the best. Probably the best one. I really like the Peter B. Parker, but this Magneto just feels super solid. It's like a Marvel Legends figure, like on 10,000. So let's go ahead and let's just bring him in a little closer here. Let's take a look at Magneto and see, what he's all about. Raise this up a bit here, guys. Sorry, be patient with me. All right. So at first glance, when I pulled them out of the package, I was like, holy shit, like, he looks fire. The paint job on this guy is really, really good. The red is just amazing. I would say comic accurate. I remember going and buying the Age of Apocalypse comic books. It was a really weird time in the 90s. Probably not the best Marvel storyline, but they gave us some really dope characters. Magneto, Wolverine, and Cyclops being probably the best ones out of the bunch. I mean, the paint is really dope on it. It's true to the Age of Apocalypse look, down to the braided hair or the ponytails. I guess it's not really braided. They put on a cloth cape, and it's kind of like satin. It's like really shiny. It's satin. Of course, bendy wire. So then that way you can pose it however you want the cape to look. And I always like that. I'm a fan of the bendy wire stuff. I'll admit, I opened it, I played with it, I didn't really check it out too much, so going through the articulation today is going to be new to me. I actually don't know how far his joints go, what his limitations are, and so on. But we'll take a look at that together. So I guess I'll start here with the head. The head has a little bit of some rotation here. You could go to the left and to the right. His hair kind of prevents it from moving anymore, but if you lift it up, you can 360 his head if you want to have Magneto be like the Exorcist. Arms go all the way up, back, got the beautiful joint that Mafex is known for. I love that joint. Sometimes it could look weird on some figures. On this one, it looks great because the cape covers it up. You can rotate his arm all the way around. Of course, you get the elbow bend, which is, I guess, is pretty standard. You get a bicep swivel. You get a swivel here with the hand because the hand is on a peg, and then you also can lift and move the hand up and down depending on how you have that peg set up. For his torso, you get some chest movement here. He can go actually pretty far. Nothing on the waist, just a little bit of movement, but his tights kind of stop that from happening. But you get a little bit of movement there. His legs, lift them up like that. Pull them back. Pull them up. Of course, get a knee bend. For his foot, you have the little, you can swivel it around. You have that little rotating peg there. And also, oh, I'm out of focus there. Also, we can move it up or down. And you have a toe bend. That's the front of Magneto. Here's what the back looks like. Nice satin clothed cape. We lift it up. Oops, sorry. Oh. If we lift it up, yeah, that's what he looks like from the back. I don't really notice any restrictions here with the cape as far as articulation and posing. The cape does not really cause any type of barrier. I mean, I've got his arms all the way up here. Actually, let me get that joint. So lift his arms all the way up there. And that's probably due in fact that the cape is completely clothed all the way up here to his collar. Jeez, I keep going out of focus, y'all. I'm really sorry. Right there. The cape, you can't remove the cape that I've seen or that I've noticed. It looks like that this collar piece right here has it stuck down. Right here in front of the chest. It would have been cool if you could have been able to pop that off. I mean, I personally wouldn't, but there's probably people out there that might have wanted to have a Magneto without a cape. The cape is pretty large and it's on its own. It covers him, actually covers him completely. I think that's pretty cool. The cape covers him from his shoulders all the way damn near to his toes. See that? You also have bendy wire on the cape. So then that way you can pose it, move it, articulate it however you want. You can get some really cool poses out of this guy. I mean, it's Magneto. My favorite pose is him standing up in the air, holding, put that back on, holding like his helmet or something like that, which we're actually going to get into next. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what Magneto comes with as far as accessories go. So as far as accessories, we get two different type of heads. We get Magneto without the helmet. Let's bring it in closer. I really like the head sculpt on here. Mafex has been really good about their head sculpts lately. I don't know what the hell happened to Miles Morales' head, but that was probably the worst head sculpt that I've seen in a long time. I think the Marvel Legends is a tad bit better, and obviously the Sentinel Miles Morales just blows it out of the water. And that's really kind of the reason why I decided to sell mine. I did keep the clothing for my Sentinel Miles Morales, but I actually got rid of the figure. I wasn't too fond of that head sculpt. It didn't look great. But for Magneto and even Peter B. Parker, their head sculpts has been, man, they've been on point, dude. Bring it in closer. Can I focus? Oh, doesn't look like it's going to allow me to focus that close, but I think that's close enough there. Again, white hair all the way down, with the little ponytail holders here. This sits up on his chest. The other head sculpt you get is, oh, wait for that to focus in. Magneto, all black-faced Magneto. Really no different than the head sculpt he comes with, other than that his eyes are completely white and his face is completely black. Same hair, same helmet, nothing really different here at all. Then you get some hands. You get these open type of hands. And I like that Mafex decided to put them on the little pegs, kind of like how Figma does. I know it's a pain when I put away like my Peter B. Parker and all his hands and stuff are flying out of the little holders. So this is super dope. I appreciate that, Mafex. If you're listening, thank you. Please continue to do this. It's just so much better. And when I store it in my baggies, I can put all of the parts together. So that's one set of hands. Here are the other set of hands. They're kind of like some grabby kind of hands. Right. Then you get some fists. I think the fists actually came on the Magneto. I'll bring him closer and I'll show you the other set of hands that he comes with. These are the standard hands that come attached to him already. I'll bring him closer because these hands, they don't look much different than these, other than that the fingers are curled slightly different. I hope you can see that. This one is a little bit much more open, whereas this one is a slightly more closed. And I think that could be due part to another piece that I forgot to show y'all while I was showing you the head sculpt, which I will show you right after I show you the other set of hands, because yes, we have another set of hands here, and these sets of hands are power hands. So the hands are embedded inside of this Magneto power thing. I like that. I think it's pretty cool. I was a little disappointed though that I didn't see Magneto with a magnetic hand. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Mafex. They make another Magneto with magnetic hands, and you can obviously stick metal things to them and they'll hold on to them. And I always thought that was super cool. That was going to be the Magneto that I was going to purchase. But when this guy came about, I was like, dude, I've got to get this one. So yeah, these give it a really cool effect. Let's take a look and see what they look like on him. Let's just do that. Let's make sure we got the right hand for the right arm. Okay, this one goes here. Okay, and this one goes here. Oh, there we go. I mean, that's just a really quick pose, but I'm pretty sure you folks out there can probably put something together a little bit better than this. I'll be playing around with him to find a pose that I want to leave him in right after I'm done with this video. But those hands really give it a super dope effect. I really like that. The last piece, and I forgot to show you guys this while we were showing the head sculpts, is, of course, if you have a maskless Magneto, you need to have a helmet. So that's really dope. You get a maskless Magneto, and you get the helmet. And I've always liked Mafex for doing this, because they did this with their Into the Spider-Verse figures. They had, you know, unmasked Peter B. Parker, and then you have a mask that he can actually hold in his hand. The same goes for the Miles Morales figure too. His mask, you can just put it in his hand. It was kind of like folded, because of course his mask, their masks are cloth, so if they take it off, it just becomes just like looks like a little towel. So for it to be shaped like this would make no sense. But since Magneto has this super dope magnetic helmet, well, I don't know if it's magnetic. Whatever it's made of, it's supposed to keep Professor X out from hacking his brain. Of course, if he takes it off, it's going to be one solid piece. So that's dope. And as always, Mafex does provide you with a stand. Typical Mafex stand. I sometimes don't like these stands. They come really loose. I always have to tighten them up. But they are what they are. They work if you like to have your characters floating. I would personally like, for characters that are like Magneto, in which they do fly, I would definitely like to see an extra piece added to the bar right here. So then that way we can, you know, we can hang them up higher than the other figures. Now, technically, yes, you can take an old one if you're not using it and just put it together, and that works. But it'll be great if these toy companies that we're spending hundreds of dollars with on a weekly basis, some daily, if they just give us some extra options and think about the character and his possibilities, and well, display possibilities and options. However, I'll probably alter this and give it one more of these sticks and have them hanging up a little bit higher. All right, so that is the Age of Apocalypse Magneto from Marvel, design created by Mafex. That's everything that he comes with, and I think he's I love it. I love him to death. I can't wait to play with him once I'm done. I'm going to do some side-by-sides here with another Mafex figure, just to kind of see how they fare, how they scale. And then, of course, I'll do a Mezco one next. So here's Peter B. Parker. I don't know if Peter's going to stand up, but you know, I really envy you review guys that manage to get these figures to stand up on your first try. I can never do that. But that's how he looks with Peter B. Let me just bring this back a little bit so I can just want to lower it here. Side by side, pretty much almost the same height. Peter B might be a little bit slightly shorter than Magneto, only because I think I have his legs are a little bit wider than Magneto. Let's see what he looks like next to the. Excuse me, sorry guys. You know, these videos are really hard to do. You've got a camera in front of you. You've got a microphone. You got to make sure you don't hit. You got lighting. I run out of space. I'm cramped up. So I apologize if the camera shakes or bumps. It's not intentional. It's kind of just what I have to work with until I figure out how to make a much better setup. But here is Magneto next to Punisher. Mafex Netflix Punisher. And that actually, Magneto actually fits pretty damn good with the Mafex figure. Let's see what else I got here. How's he gonna look with Mary Jane? This is the Marvel Legends Retro Mary Jane. Now, she's hard for me to stand up. I can't ever get her to stand. Oh, there she goes. She just assaulted Peter. Not bad. I like the height difference. I don't want my figures always to be the same height. I like the fact that Magneto looks a little bit bigger than Mary Jane. This will actually work in a photo shoot. Let's see, Sentinel Miles Morales. Sentinel Miles, which is my figure of the year. I love this. I love this guy. And I don't know why so many people complain about his neck. I don't think it's short at all. All right, okay. Miles is a little kid. He's a little kid. Of course, he's going to be shorter. I think he's about maybe 16 in the Spider-Verse movie. And let's go ahead and put Magneto next to a McFarlane figure. That figure is going to be Etrigan, the demon. Kind of all right. I mean, obviously, we're talking about a let me zoom out here a little bit. We're talking about a $100 figure versus a $20 or $25 figure. So of course it's gonna look a little odd. But considering Etrigan is a demon, I would think that he'd be a little bit bigger than your average 1/12 scale figure. So yeah, there you guys have it. Mafex Age of Apocalypse Magneto. Put these guys away. My thoughts quickly on it. I have not found anything that I don't like on it yet. I think it's super dope. I love the I love the color on it. I love the cape. I think it looks I'm out of focus again. I think that it is actually very comic accurate. I like the little hand effects. I guess the only complaint that I might have is probably just the hands, man. I've got a set of hands here that just look almost exactly the same, other than them being moved just a little bit. And I guess that's all right. I'm not going to be using his hand so much unless I put his helmet on there, which you can. I had him posed earlier. I had him holding his helmet with his hand. Anywho, I can't do that right now. I'll let you guys have the fun for it. But there you have it. Mafex Magneto, Age of Apocalypse. Super dope. I'm glad that I saw him on Instagram, and I didn't even know he existed. So I scoured the internet, found him on Big Bad Toy Store, which is killing it. Shout out to Big Bad Toy Store. Thank you for holding people like me down. I really appreciate the fact that you guys sell stuff at MSRP and not at these crazy, insane aftermarket scalper prices. Again, I really have no complaints about the figure. The joints are actually really good. Everything's really stiff. Stiff in a good way, meaning that if I move an arm, it stays like that. It's not loose. Just really fun. I recommend you guys go out and buy it. So yeah, there you have it. It's your boy Lib again with the Geekset podcast with another toy review. Feel free to leave me comments on the bottom, whether they're good or they're bad. I love engagement. Let's talk. Let's discuss. If you feel that there needs room for improvement, please let me know. I'm always looking for advice, tips, anything like that. You guys are the viewers. I'm here for you. You're not necessarily here for me. That is my motto. As always, man, go check us out on our socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Geekset Podcast. If you want to find me on Instagram, find me as lib_DK. That's lib, LIB_DEKAY. I post a lot of my collection, family pictures, stuff like that. You get to see a little bit about my life. As always, too, don't forget to listen to the Geekset Podcast on all podcasting platforms, and check out One-on-One with Deuces. We're releasing some really good interviews. As of recently, we just had O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son, on the show. He's a geek too, and he was really happy to be with us. So yeah, man, check us out. Leave your comment, hit subscribe, follow us on all your socials, and who knows, maybe in the next few weeks I might be giving away one of these figures. Let's see how things are going. Again, thank you. I appreciate your time. It's your boy Lib, the Sofrito Papi, and I am out. Peace.